What we have in front of us is an electrical pressure washer that basically made in USA, United States. The PSI, if I'm not mistaken, is 1500. I'm not gonna go to too many details. I'm just gonna go straight to the point. So basically, this pressure washer was actually turning to maintenance as far as it's not working. They plug in to the outlet, which this is our plug for the pressure washer, and there's nothing in. Turn it on, they're not getting anything. So basically, we don't know what's wrong with it. So what we're gonna do first, we're gonna go ahead and plug it in and find out, trying to pinpoint the problem, see whether or not where the problem coming from first before we go to determine anything real bad. It's either the motor or anything like that. So we're gonna first examine the plug first. And of course, if we go over here, this is what basically, if anything, as far as no power going to the motor, that's basically where a lot of time our problem will be at. So first, before we plug it in, we're gonna take this cover off. It's only 8 screws. So I already loosened screws. So this is what we're gonna be dealing with, and we have our tester to find out exactly what's going on. So the way this tester actually works, you can see on and off, and this little thing right here that will tell you now is on off position, and if you turn it this way, it will tell you it's on on position. Then you can go ahead and test whatever you want to test when you're done with it, so you don't waste your battery and you put it on off position. So we're gonna go ahead and plug that. Before we go any further, this is the outlet. We're gonna go ahead and plug that in. If you do not know anything about electrical, please do not try this. If you do not know anything about electrical, ignore this video. If you do know, you're familiar with electrical, so go ahead and you can do whatever you want with it, because I am not going to be responsible for whatever happened to you. So once again, if you do not know anything about electrical, ignore this video. And if you want to learn, just be very, very careful. So with all that being said, you're going to find an outlet that I would say basically 240. Okay? You need an outlet that can provide you at least 240. The reason why I say that is because this thing, you need a 240 to run the pressure washer. So with my tester, I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on. Allow me, please. So you hear the noise. So my tester, I'm gonna test the outlet, make sure I have power. I'm supposed to have power on one side. Remember, if I have power from the other side, that's supposed to be my neutral wire, which is my white wire. If I have power on this side, so therefore guess what? Something's wrong with my wiring or my my plug right here. So I'm supposed to have power here or up, but I'm not supposed to have power here. So we get that. You test your outlet and you make sure your outlet is good. Then you go ahead and proceed. So you go ahead, you plug it in. So that's plugged in. So we're gonna go ahead and test. We got power coming in from the outlet to here. So we have power. So now we need to see if we have power going to the motor. No power. Okay? So now, see, we test no power. But we do have power coming from the outlet. But we don't have power after there's a contactor right here. Similar to, if you're familiar with the AC unit. So there's a contactor right there. So we're gonna go ahead and there's a reset button on right here. So we're gonna press that reset button to see if anything will reset. We press the reset button, nothing. We see the little thing as far as to reset it move. Okay, when you press the reset button, this thing move. So that tells us something is going on with this part right here. So we're gonna examine the contactor, okay, to see whether or not if we can clean it, and at least if that can fix the problem, or if anything else is happening that we don't know. We're gonna go ahead and take these 2 screws up here and 2 screws down here, so we can take these belts off, because it looks like that's what's holding the plug itself. So yeah, I call it belt. You can call it however you want to, but it looks like that's what holding that. Once you take that off, this thing just come out, and the same thing with this one right here, just come out. So we're gonna head and remove that. So once we remove the screws, so you just pull that off, and this is what you get. The same thing over here, and they all look the same, but we're gonna separate them anyway. And you remove that slowly. So as you can see, if you see the little shoes for the contactor, you see how little black marks. It look like there's nothing left. And we look at the bottom. Can tell you something's going on here. To be honest with you, I believe when we look at the back, we take a good visual of the back, we couldn't see anything that's could be wrong with the bag. Everything looked intact and no burnt smell. So we're gonna assuming what we're gonna do is go ahead and clean that. See the little shoe right there? it's like you got the power here, and that's neutral right here. So it hooked up to the shoe right there, which is the one at the bottom. See if I can show you a little bit. It hooks up to the shoe right there. Those are the contactor. So the contactor was on the top, supposed to go down and snap, so it can give power to this line and go straight to the motor. The fact that you have power from the outlet when you plug the plug in, so you have power, and the power stopped right here. So that tells you that the contactor is not making contact. Okay, it's supposed to make contact. Alright, so it's not making contact, and to be able to continue distributing power to the whole equipment. So we're gonna go ahead and clean the contactor shoes, and hopefully that basically fix the problem. So we went ahead, we cleaned the little shoe contactor a little bit. So we're gonna see, did that help? If not, we can think about just replacing this little board right here. So we're gonna go ahead and try, put everything back in here, and go ahead and give it a try.